Great, welcome everybody. We're here with Travis, who just finished his program at APS. This is day number 3 for you, and so he agreed to come over and chat about his experience. So kind of the way we approach this, Travis, is start off with a little bit about, who you are, what you fly, your background, and then jump into your thoughts, conceptions, understandings as you came to the program, and then maybe that transformation or the experience you had, and then what you're walking away with. Did we meet those original expectations or not? And at the end of the program, how are you feeling about being, a more effective pilot in your operation or not? So why don't we just start a little bit with you and what you fly, and just take it from here. And I'll ask questions if you need to get reminded as to what the order is.
Okay, that sounds good. Currently flying super mid category aircraft, Gulfstream 280. For a large corporation, and prior to that I was flying a Praetor 500 and a Legacy 650, so the mid-size, super mids and large cabin are kind of what I've been familiar with the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years now. And prior to that, it's mostly King Airs, charter, Part 91 managed airplanes, and flight instruction before that.
Okay.
Some tailwheel experience in Citabrias, PA-12s, and similar airplanes, but never in the extra. It's quite fun flying those.
So this was selected by your company to come and do the training. In fact, your company's been training with us for years and years and years. And so what were your thoughts coming? Because this is your first time coming to the EPS program, right? Did
Correct.
you have what were your expectations coming, or what were you hoping? You want me to just talk about that a little bit? No, whatever you were feeling or whatever your thoughts were as you approached the program date.
Sure, yeah, so when I started with this organization, of course we went to initial for the airplane, and then get back and like, hey, we'd like you to go do some upset recovery training since you haven't done it before. And I said, okay, that sounds fun. And watched the welcome promo videos, and I thought, oh, that'll be interesting. And then get on site, and just generally excited to do some more extreme flying or out of our normal envelope of flying.
Sure.
And just trying to be a sponge and take in as much information and knowledge as possible from the instructors.
And so it's been 3 days now, and you went to talk about your program a little bit, about the airplanes you flew, if you did simulation, or what, maybe describe your program a little bit with APS.
Sure, so I think this is it was the standard initial program you offer, 4 flights in the extra 300L, and probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 ground school sessions, and then a little simulator at the end to take the skill set from the airplane and apply it to at least a simulated, more transport category aircraft. Yeah, basically, ground fly, lunch, ground fly type of thing for a few days, and it's very intuitive, hands-on, of course.
So what did you think of the program? So the question often is, you're flying in a piston aerobatic airplane, of course, we excel in transferable skill transfer is what we really focus on. So do you feel like you're a better jet pilot after the program than when you arrived? How would you interpret that? What are your thoughts on that? Did it give you skills and competencies and confidence or understanding that maybe you didn't have before, or just reinforced what you had before?
I think there's definitely an elevated level of confidence in the airplane in these specific upset scenarios. Going from flying a 40,000-pound airplane to a 2,000-pound airplane there's a lot of differences there, but as far as understanding the recovery procedures, the push, roll, power, stabilize model, I think there's transferability into any type of airplane with that, because at the end of the day, an airplane's an airplane, a wing is a wing, and they all pretty much fly the same. So I definitely feel like, for a jet aircraft perspective, probably I wouldn't say I'm a better jet aircraft pilot, I would just say I'm a better pilot in general across all aircraft through this training.
Great. Well, that's why we're trying to get you guys to do the jet program too,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah.
Usually in recurrent is often the best time to do that, which is a couple of years down the road. So let's maybe chat about your, you felt okay during the program from a nausea standpoint, or how?
Yes, the first day I wanted to see where I could get to without feeling queasy at all, and I basically made it through all of the first flight. Towards the end, there's maybe a little bit of I don't want to say motion sickness, but maybe just a little bit upset stomach feeling. And then I just took the Dramamine, the full dosage, the start of yesterday morning and this morning, and no issues at all with that. So I think if someone really wants to do everything and be involved with everything, don't knock it. Just do it. Be prepared, even if you don't think you need it, because when you get to that point, training's basically over because your brain's gonna be focusing on something else instead of the flying. So, but yeah, I think that that varies person to person. But for me, once I felt that, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it so I can get through it and actually do everything that we need to do.
Yeah, that's great. So maybe, I don't know if you thought about this yet, but are there any key takeaways from the program that you have that you take with you as a pilot? You mentioned being a better pilot overall. Is there anything that you would identify to folks who are looking at a program? So for example, people coming to this series of videos is really trying to understand, is this something that I want to do, and what's the experience going to be like? And so at the end of this program, what did you find that you're going to take home with you?
I think a lot of it's the awareness factor, being cognizant of your surroundings. Of course, we always preach in the airplane to stay ahead of the airplane, always know what you're doing and have a plan. I think with this more upset training and what happens when we don't do those things, I think that has really put an emphasis on making sure you're doing what you plan to do, and just generally feeling more confident with the airplane and confident to get out of a scenario where you might find yourself in an upset.
And did you find the fact that there's a strategy and a plan that you can go to in a situation?
Absolutely.
Is that incredibly valuable? A lot of people feel like that's the bread and butter. They wake up like on the second night, push, roll, power, stabilize, right? It gets ingrained pretty well. What are your thoughts on that as a tool or resource?
Yeah, when I first got the training confirmation email, I read through it. It talked about memorizing that, saying it in front of a mirror 50 times before you arrive on site. And I did that, and you always, when you get those things, you think in the back of your head, like, okay, how does this actually transfer? But as soon as you do it the first couple of times in the airplane, it instantly makes sense. And the methodology that you guys have developed, it directly correlates to any aircraft and then basically any upset. So it's definitely a mnemonic that I'll remember for a lifetime.
So for the people out there wondering whether this training is worth their time or they want to pursue it, if you were just sitting in a group talking to your fellow pilots, what would you say about the program from a safety standpoint or value standpoint? And just be completely honest about what you would share with folks.
If an individual or an organization has the means and time to do this, I would definitely say go for it. There's nothing bad. There's no bad takeaways from this training. I could see maybe some former fighter pilots that come in here and say, oh, okay, well, I've done all this stuff before in much larger airplanes, but there's a gentleman in my class that is a former fighter pilot for 20-something odd years, and he's taking away things from the course, and I think there's something to be said about that.
Right.
There's, at least in my mind, there's no reason not to do this type of training, so go for it.
Yeah, as a former fighter pilot, I can tell you that one of the things we find when folks come in is that what you learn very, very quickly is while you have an innate understanding of that environment, you realize very quickly the tools you use in a fighter and even in aerobatic airplanes don't transfer to commercial airplanes. Mm-hmm. You have to be really, really careful what you do. And so, and if nothing else, if you have a mixed military, flight department, and civil, it kind of gets you all on the same page about how you're going to work together.
Absolutely.
Should you face one of these. So I don't have anything else. Anything else you want to add for the conversation today that you're hoping to share?
I'll just touch on you have a great group of instructors. I primarily worked with Duke through all the flight training at least, and Monty for some classroom portions. But having that integration of their military flying backgrounds into, I don't want to say more civilian world, as I wouldn't say the type of flying we're doing is typical of any civilian pilot, but they're very confident and intelligent pilots, and I think that makes all the difference in the airplane. They're customer focused. That's incredibly important. There's no macho attitudes in the airplanes, and they do a fantastic job.
So you felt they were there for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's really important. So I think what we'll do with the videos, it's often people think we cut out stuff, and we'll play the whole thing, right from the time we start to the end, just to kind of hear your whole story. So that's really it, unless there's anything else you wanted to add for today.
Nothing I can think of, just great program all around.
Wonderful.
I'm very thankful that the group sent me down here, and I'll be back for sure.
Well, thank you, Travis.
Well, thank you.
See it recurrent in
Yes, sir.
2 to 3 years.
Absolutely.
All right. Safe trip.